How do you flirt when you don't know what to say? How do you talk to a person, start a conversation, express your interest to someone when you don't know what to say? Now, the biggest and hardest thing about having a conversation with someone, flirting with maybe a girl that you like, or a guy that you like, is getting to that point of first starting that conversation and then expressing your interest in a way that isn't weird, that is socially calibrated, and that is attractive, hopefully. And the biggest thing I see with people is that they just don't do it, either out of fear of rejection, fear of what's going to happen, their anxiety gets a hold of them, and they end up just letting that opportunity for them to actually do that pass by. Maybe they don't get it another chance, or maybe they see that person over and over again, and so they're like, I'll have infinite chances, so I'll wait for the best time to do it. And if you have that mindset, I'll wait for the best time to do it. Oh, I'll do it next time. Oh, maybe there's another point in my life where this will be better to do. You're never going to do it, because for you to actually be able to express these things, start that conversation, you're feeling that anxiety because you haven't done it before, meaning you don't have the confidence in yourself to do it. When I start a conversation, or I go to give a compliment, or I go to express myself, I can do that because I have full okayness being rejected. I have full okayness in my self-worth, meaning I'll be okay if I get rejected. If it happens, whatever. I'm not expecting it to happen, but if it does, I'm totally okay with it because it's happened a lot before. And so I just got used to it, and my brain realized, oh, there's nothing wrong with this and nothing really happens. Some people have such a bad anxiety because they're fearful of what will happen in the future. They've never done it before. And it is a primal thing in your brain where if you go to express yourself to a person and they don't like it, if we take this back to our hunter and gatherer times as humans, you were going to be kicked out of the tribe, maybe killed or beat by another person if you were socializing wrong or you did something incompetent with the other people around you. And if you got kicked out from the tribe, abandoned, you were on your own in the savannah, most likely you were going to die to predators or natural causes, because humans are really not good by themselves. They need this social cohesion. And that's why you get this feeling of like depravity, of such depressionness, I don't even know if that's a word, when you get isolated, when you feel alienated, when you feel lower than other people. There's things in your physical body that start screaming to you, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And whether, I'm not a scientist, but whether that be cortisol for your stress hormone, just bringing that shit up, if you're in that state of mind for long periods of time, years, so if you live with family or you had an upbringing in which you were stressed a lot of the time, and your cortisol levels are just very high, well, then you're going to be a very naturally anxious person. And so when you do go to express yourself, you may feel like such a fear of death in your mind, in your body, because you're expecting the absolute worst to happen, because during your upbringing, the worst basically did happen a lot of the time. And the only way you can fix this is by exposure therapy, showing to your brain that, hey, me expressing myself is actually okay, and people do receive it well if I do it correctly. And there's a way to do it correctly, and there's a way to do it incorrectly. If I'm a guy, and I'm 30 years old, older than 30, I have a good job, I have everything going on in my life, but I go up to a woman I like, and I say, with this type of body language, hi, can you, do you like want to go out on a, I just thought you were cute. Did you want to go out on a date sometime? Do you want to go on a date sometime? Yes, I'm expressing my interest, my desires, very directly, but the way that they're coming off in the subcommunication is screaming to the world and screaming to the other person, I don't think I'm a good person. I don't think I have enough value to even talk to you, to even be normal around you. Now I'm asking you to, let alone let alone be my friend, be a romantic partner to me. I want you to invest your time, your energy into someone who doesn't believe that they're good enough or can even help you or be any positivity or any positive thing to your life. That's kind of what that's showing to a person. Hey, I have nothing to offer you. Do you want to date me? Which is wrong. And you can be more confident and say that to a woman. Hey, how are you? I thought you were very cute. Can I take you out sometime? Now that's a much better. And a person who is able to say that, express themselves like that, probably has a way higher self-esteem, probably has done it a couple times before, so they're okay with the rejection that may happen. They've experienced what it's like to have a positive feedback, and so they're not expecting negative, but if it does happen, they're okay with that. There are people who get butthurt and very salty when things aren't working out for them. So if they ask a girl out, she says no, and then that person's like, oh, fuck you, you're an ugly ass bitch then. I never liked you anyways. That also is very wrong, because in that type of energy, you're trying to get something out of that person. I asked out this one girl and she said no, but she did it in a very polite way. She wasn't like, no, you're a disgusting, ugly fuck, which I think a lot of guys are like ugly, are scared of what may happen if they do express themselves. Maybe even just people, women too. But she was like, no, I'm sorry, I have something with my friends that day. And I could tell by just the subcontext, the context of that conversation, that, yeah, she probably didn't want to go out with me, right? And there's no point in me in keeping going. That's not doing anything for anyone. That's just going to weird her out, put more pressure on her. So what I did, and I also don't get mad at that person, but I understand what's happening because I can understand the body language, the subcommunication. And I'm like, oh yeah, no worries. Just left it at that, went on about my day. Because there's nothing more to be done there. But when I did ask that person out, it was very shy, because I hadn't done it that much before. And it was very like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not even expecting a yes. I'm expecting you kind of get angry and mad at me and ashamed that I would ask you out, because, oh my God, why would a guy with such low value, who has nothing to bring, nothing to offer, he's asking me out? Ugh, I must be kind of sad too. I must be a fucking, loser too. And so I would almost feel bad for the person I'm asking out, because I'm like, really? Me? Which is just the biggest unattractive mindset ever of, hey, would you want to go out with me? I have nothing to offer, by the way, and I think I'm a loser, and I'm going to be super clingy, and I'm not going to have my own life, and I don't think I'm good enough for you. I'm never going to say the things I want to say. I'm never going to be playful. I'm always going to be uptight and trying to be perfect. So I don't try to, lose you in any type of way. And if that's the vibe you're giving off, I have to be perfect. I can't do anything. I have to be so professional. I have to be so cordial and polite. Everything has to be, I can't say anything I want to say. That other person is going to feel like that too. And they're going to be like, oh my God, when I'm around this person, I can't be myself. I can't relax. I can't just let go and say the things I want to say, because they're not doing it. They're not comfortable in themselves. I can't be comfortable in myself. And I have found as a guy, especially in guy to woman relationships, most of them, that usually I, the guy, should be the one leading, meaning I'm the one going up to her. I'm the one moving the conversation forward. I'm the one asking her to do things, because I don't want to put that pressure on her. I don't want to make that girl go through that feeling of, oh my God, I have to put myself out there, and now I'm going to be acceptable to the rejection, to the negative feedback I may get. Imagine a girl asked you out. Hey, I really find you cute. You want to go out sometime? Like, every guy would be like, awesome, cool. But there's I would say 80% of girls in the world are so fucking scared to do that. Because their fear of rejection is so much more than a guy. And the guy, he gets rejected, it's like, whatever. A girl gets rejected, it's like, oh my God, my life's over. And so girls want you to do it, and they want to do it too. But their fear of judgment, of getting that negative, of getting something that they don't want, is way higher than a guy's. And so a guy should be the one to do it. And that pressure usually is put on a guy, makes it harder for him to to do the things that he needs to do. Like if you want to be in a relationship as a guy, I guarantee you there's never in my 22 years of life, or even seeing other people, never have I seen a girl walk up, start a conversation with me, carry that conversation, ask me out. It's just never happened. Even though a lot of them, or some of them, probably do. It's just that fear of that, going up, starting that conversation, they have it the exact same we do, but it's just amplified much, much more. So again, the best way to get over this, to flirt authentically, express yourself authentically, is by, in these moments where you do want to say something, where you do feel that thing of, oh my God, I can tell this joke, I want to say this funny thing, I want to ask this question, I want to give this compliment. Instead of having that in your head and then twirling over it for like 10, 20 minutes, or like, not 10, 20 minutes, but like for like a minute, for a couple seconds, and be like, oh, how would she think if I said this? How would he think if I said this? How would this go? Would I be like this? And then all these things are going in. Fuck all of that. Because what you're doing is basically saying, I don't think what I have to say is good enough. I don't think what I have to say is good enough. And I don't believe that these people would take it the right way, and I believe I'm going to get insulted or rejected somehow. And even though that may happen, that's what needs to happen for you to be confident. You need to have this sense of, I'm okay being rejected because I'm okay with myself. And so you get that thought, you get that question, you get whatever you want, and you just say it. You just say it out loud instantly. I remember at my job, there was this, when I was really practicing my social skills, there was this joke I wanted to say, and I swear to God, anytime I was in conversation with other people, I just started saying the things I wanted to say. I would just make the comments I wanted to say. I would say a joke I wanted to say. And I would get the initial thought of, oh, I should think about this before I say it. And I would just be like, nope, say it. And every time I did that, first of all, I felt so much more free in that conversation, at ease, because my brain was saying, wait a minute, you can say what you want to say and not die. All my life leading up to that point, when I had expressed myself, either in my household or at my school or around other people, that was met with, shut up, bitch. What the fuck are you doing? And so my brain and my body had learned, when I express myself, bad things happen. And everything when it comes to flirting, socializing, is just getting rid of that wall of, when I do something, I'm expecting bad. No, you should expect good, but if bad happens, you're okay with yourself. And so I would blurt these things out, and I would say it with confidence. I would say it with a louder voice, a little bit of a down-tone tonality, sureness in who I am, sureness in what I'm saying. And the reactions I would get was never negative. It was never like, why did you just say that? Why would you just do that? The fuck, shut up. It was never like that. It was kind of like that at home, but with other people and strangers, it was never like that. Most of the time, it was them laughing and me bringing up the mood altogether, because I was able to express myself super authentically, just say it out there, be okay with the rejection, be okay with whatever negative may happen. And because I was okay with that, that other person felt okay with that too. And that other person, whoever that be, felt like, oh, I can be myself, I can relax, I can be chill, I don't have to put on anything. And now you've created a dynamic, a vibe in which both of you or whoever you're interacting with can really just settle down, not feel super anxious about everything that they're going to say. And now certain topics, specifically about certain people, are going to make them even more anxious. When it comes to family and parents and school and these type of subjects, my nervousness gets way, way, way higher. And so for me just to blurt it out in those instances is going to be much more difficult. But you still need to practice that, still do it. In other people's instances, I remember my first girlfriend, one of her things was her weight and the way that her physical image was. And this is for a lot of girls. And she was very beautiful, was not overweight at all, but she would think these things, or not underweight at all. She's a very beautiful girl. But she would overthink these things so much. And I guarantee you, in conversation, when things like weight or body image did come up, even if they weren't talking about her, she would get this deep sense of anxiety, of nervousness, of fear of judgment, of tenseness in her body, because in her childhood growing up, that was a big thing that had been a main focus on her life, of judgment, judging her on her weight, on her body image. Versus me, I still had that to a degree, but not to the degree that she had. And so if you bring up body image, or you say that I'm very skinny, or you say that anything about myself, or talking, I'm not going to feel that much anxiety about it, because I'm way more relaxed in the body I have. And that's something that, is different from person to person. That may be financial, that may be, again, family, it may be sexual orientation, maybe beliefs, so many things that are deep inside of you that when brought up get you very, very nervous to talk about. And I believe that those things, when you do talk to someone, especially when you're talking to someone attractive, someone you find attractive, that you're interested in, those things are amplified even more, because it's like, I really don't want this person to see these things that I'm insecure about, that I don't like about myself. And the fact that you have those thoughts that this person wouldn't like me because of those things is stopping you from being yourself, and from being yourself, expressing that authenticity. That's what's stopping you from being so loose, relaxed in conversations. And this is something I took 3 years to do, and I'm still working on it. I'm still working on being able to talk very openly about some of the things that really do trouble me, or had troubled me, and going through the socialization process of talking to other people about it, when they ask a question about it, just responding openly and honestly, and seeing that the reaction was super horrible, that has allowed me to be okay with myself and a lot more of the things that I do say. So that has been this video. Thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. If this did help you, drop a like, follow. And if you want more help with me, either on a consultation call or for my one-on-one coaching, you can go into the description below, and I'll have links for both of those. With that, boys, I love you so much. Goodbye. Peace.